Hello, welcome to our great show. We're talking about books today. I'm here with Koen Glaudemans, and
Hello.
I myself am Boris Baker. We're gonna talk about the book Moby Dick. This is a book that's written in 1815 by Herman Melville. It's about whale hunting, and it's about a man named a captain named Ahab who is really desperate to kill the white whale Moby Dick. Koen, can you tell a little bit more about the book?
Well, Moby Dick is a book about what you said about the guy that the Captain Ahab. He met Moby Dick once ago, very very long time. Moby Dick attacked him. He ate off his entire leg. So he wanted to go on revenge on Moby Dick because he wanted his leg back, more the revenge. So he goes to a bar and he says, "For anyone who can kill Moby Dick, I will give you one Dublin. A Dublin is much gold in that time of era.
It was
So
a gold coin, right?
it's a gold
Or
coin indeed.
yeah, okay, so, okay, yeah,
So a lot of people start to uh, go to the ship and uh, and he gets followers. So many people start going there. Once he gets on, a lot of other people start going on there.
so he basically gathers a whole crew and he goes hunting for the whale with, uh, if I am correct, with a couple of boats. Is like a fleet of boats. He goes after the whale, right? So
Yes, right.
something like that. And they have a couple harpooners. Okay, so it's in 1815, around that time, I think, because it's from the early, from no, from the late 1700s to the mid to early 1800s that whale hunting is really blooming in America. So many ships go out to hunt for whales, and it is, yeah, it's just blooming business at that time. Do you have anything? What do you think about the whale hunting business? Like, what
Well,
are your insights on this subject?
I think the whale hunting business is not a good thing because there are not many whales at the moment. For instance, the sperm whale, which is Moby Dick in the book, is also a sperm whale that are the more ironic and typical whales that we know, but all kinds of whales are getting hunted, and that's not good for the economy or either for the whales because they will go extinct.
Yeah, but at that time there were like, I don't think there was really a problem with the whale population, right? So if
Well,
it's
the problem originated from there.
okay, so it's not really a good thing to hunt whales.
No, it's not a good thing.
Oh, okay. But even if it's like really boosting the economy of America at the time, because whales are still alive right now, right? So
Yes.
it's not that a big of a problem if you look at what's in like 200 years, 300 years, they're still whales, and we're still hunting them apparently. So it doesn't in that it seems like it doesn't have that much impact.
Yes.
Is this do you agree with this, or do you
I agree, I
object to
agree.
this point?
But it's still a problem we originated, but we can't go back in time, so we cannot change that. And else the book Moby Dick probably won't have been made.
Probably not. So Moby Dick, first when it was written, it was not that good of a book. It was not really it had really mixed reviews. Was kind of controversial, I think. But in the late 20th century, it was established as one of America's great novels, uh, and it was because William Faulkner confessed he wanted to have written the book himself, and some other people that were quite important also said great things about the book. What are the subjects that come forth in the book? Do you have any
Mostly the
insight on that?
things that come forth in the book are that a group of people hunt Moby Dick, but the book is mostly about the story of how they get there and how they hunt other whales and how they meet 9 other ships and then eventually meet Moby Dick. Because there was not only one whale, not only one sperm whale that was killed in the book. Dozens of whales were killed in the book each time, but the captain every time, Ahab, who gave the doubloon away, the golden coin, he every time he said that's not Moby Dick, and they finally meet Moby Dick at the end of the book.
So you said he finally meets Moby Dick. What
Yes,
is the great, great?
sperm
How do you
whale.
call it? No, the yeah. What is the ending? How does it come to an end between Moby Dick and Ahab? The great feud that has been going on between him and the whale. Probably the whale doesn't know it's a feud between him and Ahab. But what? How? What's the conclusion of the book?
Well,
Like what happens?
what happens is the entire crew, which is hunting Moby Dick, they will all die miserably in the book. All of them will die.
Oh
Ahab,
no, and right, one survives. I think
one
right.
survives indeed.
The guy that is one of what from his point of view is narrated, Ismail, he survives it with the coffin that was made for somebody else who got sick of a fever,
Hmm.
and they made a coffin for him, but he felt well again, so right back at it, hunting the Moby. So at the end, Ismail survives on this coffin, and there's that's basically what's the book about, right?
Yes,
That's the end. That's where the end comes to.
but the end is very cruel because uh, all the characters don't die face to face. Because when they finally see Moby Dick, the guy that's watching in the bird's nest in the ship runs down, grabs the Dublin, and then he stands on the front of the ship and then immediately gets killed by Moby Dick.
Okay. So
And
what was your view on Moby Dick, the book? What do you think about it? What's your opinion on the
I
book?
found Moby Dick. It's just like the movies nowadays. The the big enemy, the thing you're watching or reading the entire book for, only comes at the end for a couple of pages. It's just like meh, not my thing. Actually, I would like
It
to see it more.
it quite keeps keeps the tension. It keeps
Yes,
so you don't really see the enemy. So it's the enemy is more scary. It's
yeah,
scarier
it comes
than if
more
you
over as a monster. It's more like he's the last thing. The
yeah.
entire thing goes about him building up to get there, but
Well, he's really mysterious because there's not a lot of sites about him. Only a couple of interactions and mostly ending in bad ways. So most people can't tell them afterwards.
yes,
It's only some like Ahab who really have stories about Moby Dick, and that makes him mysterious. And it's you doesn't know what Moby Dick's capable of, which makes it really like tension is building up and you don't know what's gonna happen, how bad it's gonna be. Like that's quite good good writing, I would say.
yes, but it just not falls into my street. I'm more of the other types of books.
Okay. Well, I find it quite enjoyable for a book when it gives a lot of tension like that. That's one of my
The thing is with that, it's the build up. It's long, but you want to see it. That's why the interesting thing is to read it. But you have to read it all. just for those few pages to be intense as it is.
Okay, okay. So you don't give the book that high of a rating.
No.
I give it well quite high of a rating. So we come to the conclusion that the book is a good reader if you're interested in this kind of stories, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, well, this was it for tonight, and we're coming back next week with another book.